Hello, friends. It's Chapo.
Everyone has taken the playbook of Democratic mayors in the last 30 years. The Republican equivalent of that will be, okay, now we're going to make it so that you can't get like a second trimester abortion in New York. With social issues, you always have to up the ante, and there is never going to be a natural stopping point. It's never going to be enough because it keeps going.
Felix, what did you say about Jules, though?
Huh?
What did you say about Jules, though? What did you say?
I said that
No, wait, what's happening to Jules? Felix, I need you to fucking tell me what's going on with Jules.
Brandon leaned on the FDA to ban Jules. It was part of a Michael Bloomberg initiative as part of like the $10 billion he spent on politics. This is the only dub that Michael Bloomberg has notched. In gun control, nothing.
Well, you know what? Point for the left, point for the right, point for the left. Who said that we're on our backs?
But yeah, no, that will be like in future Republican presidencies, that will be the banning Jules. Except instead of like, a personal vice that's curtailed, it will be like, okay,
it's the same thing too.
Further.
Instead of forced pregnancy, it's nanny state shit. Like they both have their tactics to avoid actually providing like welfare in a democratic economy. One is like fucking forced pregnancy, and the other one is like you don't get a big soda.
The crazy thing is, though, is that you end up getting, because there's really only a handful of actual issues they can quote unquote do something about because everything else is automated. But remember, the first guy to promote the idea of getting rid of Jules was Trump. Remember?
Well, he was
a Democrat for most of his life.
Well, no, it came from Melania. She was the power behind the throne because she was worried about Barron and his friends getting addicted to fruit-flavored Jules.
So I could see them doing it like in a based way eventually too, because like eventually you got to flip all the switches, and banning Jules is one of the switches to flip.
Oh no, yeah. Well, it is actually banning personal consumptive habits is a bipartisan thing in America because it is one of the only things you can do to look busy in any executive role, whether it's municipal or federal. Yeah. I do think that it tilts more Democratic usually, but yeah, no, you are right. That Trump is the guy who got rid of mango.
I'm just saying,
and
like,
that there's a world. Yeah, there's a
of
world
things to ban. Once you, all right, Oberfeld's gone. We got the contraception. We got gay sex. Even what are you gonna? Eventually, you can't stop banning things because, as he said, it's all they got. So Jules are going to be a thing you could ban, and that's going to happen. Right before Prohibition, by the way, and then like the Earth getting swallowed by a fucking supernova.
By the way, I mean, like, I just with the news from the weekend. I mean, many people have reached out to me, and I just want to let you know, like, I am obviously terrified by the ban on Jules, but I'm standing strong. Even though like my life is under threat right now, I will get through this. I will try to get through it. But like your support means a lot for me, and like there are many Juul advocacy groups you can consider donating your time and money to.
Hang in there, sister.
I am kind of happy about this. I Juul a little. I don't own a Juul. If somebody, I'll kind of share one sometimes, once in a while, just like I would bum a cigarette or something.
You're bogarting the Juul.
I'm a mooch, exactly. I don't sit around and do it like some of my compatriots do. But I am still in favor of this because it means we are going to get back to the steampunk ass vape rigs being the way that people fucking vape.
You could kill a man with those things.
Stuff people make in their own homes out of like their apartment radiators.
That's how we're going to reindustrialize America.
Like a giant fucking like a meerschaum pipe vape with like the fucking Pequod.
Looks like a phonograph. It looks like a phonograph. Yeah.
I want that. Like a 3D printed like Elkin horn or something.
Yeah, Scrimshaw and the whole thing.
Yes.
Those like just horribly cynical like engagement farming posts that people do where it's just like Roe v. Wade has not even been overturned for 10 minutes, but they're like, this isn't a women's issue, by the way. This is a poverty issue. This is a trans issue. This is a fucking, they list every fucking point of intersection
or
the guy I saw who was like, wealthy white women are going to keep getting abortions.
Yep.
This is
solidarity. How about the opposite of that in every direction?
Yeah.
No, by the way, if anyone is fucking doing that shit, tell them to shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. This isn't the time to be like, oh, well, you're going to be fine. Shut the fuck up.
It's all hands on deck, motherfucker. Who gives a shit?
Yeah, there's 3 minutes of social solidarity in America, and that's 3 too many.
Yeah.
You instantly have to go to that. But I do want to see that with vaping.
Yeah.
This is people who live close to the Canadian border could just go to Montreal and get the banned mangoes. This is going to hit people in blue states the hardest.
Check your privilege.
Well, it's hitting me the hardest, honestly. I mean, I don't mean to like categorize my grief and suffering, but it is at a great deal higher than everyone else's in this country right now.
Are you stockpiling?
Fuck no, I'm fucking biting my fingernails down to the fucking quick.
Oh, you're trying to wean off. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Respect.
You can get. It's very easy to get a non-dual.
I know.
Unit.
I'm getting another rig. I'll be fine. I'll be fine.
Didn't they say though? Like, wait.
Don't
didn't
cry
they
for
say
Will,
that
he's
there was
already
also gonna
dead.
Do something for cigarettes, like remove the.
Yeah,
Well, they're gonna
They're going to
bring
remove
down
the
the-
nicotine from cigarettes.
Yeah,
You guys saw. You guys have seen The Fifth Element, right?
Yeah.
There's a scene where
it's all the
I saw it last night.
yeah, he's trying to quit smoking, so he has cigarettes, and like the filter keeps getting longer to wean
Yeah.
him off. They're literally doing that
Yeah,
as
yeah.
government policy.
right,
All right.
and
That's
it will
fine. The
just make
filter's
people
good for
smoke
you.
more cigarettes.
Yeah.
Yes, of course. Oh, good. More packs, more economic activity, stimulated. Well done.
Okay, I want to bring up another. This is like again another like a weird thing that's upset and disturbed me. I mean, like along the lines of Felix, you brought up the wonderful compassion now being offered by the supposedly generous social safety net that the pro-life movement is going to provide America. But I'm wondering if you guys have seen this rather glaring and disturbing trend that I've seen a lot of examples of over the past weekend, and I'm referring to basically these like vacant doll-eyed couples standing around in front of the Supreme Court with big signs that say,
Yes.
give us the baby.
Yes,
Give us the baby.
I've seen
The
fucking
fucking neighbors from Rosemary's Baby. Like,
I've
oh
seen
my
5 or 6 of the couple that Vera Farmiga kills in Running Scared.
Yeah.
Holy shit!
It's a very
And
to
okay,
serve man kind of. Yeah.
Yeah, give us the baby. Give us the babies. And I bring this up because, I mean, like, not just for, like, the obvious ghoulishness of, like, I mean, look, sometimes God don't miss when he takes out your sperm. You know what I mean? Like, there's a reason for this. But, like, I'm thinking of it in the context of the quote, domestic supply of infants. And I'm thinking of, like, where is this all going? And I'm, I mean, obviously, like, a lot of this anti-abortion stuff is very infused by the Catholic right. And I think we're looking at a situation not dissimilar to, like, Franco's Spain, in which that domestic supply of infant is taken from, families or couples or women that are considered unworthy and just sort of given to religious organizations or families, just straight up stolen from them, like Magdalene laundry shit.
I mean, there's a degree of, I mean, crisis pregnancy centers are really complicated. They're all bad and they're all coercive. But some of them, and here's the situation. You actually can't underestimate women. I know lots of women who have nothing against abortion, but didn't want to wait like 2 weeks to go to Planned Parenthood because the waiting, or they didn't live near one. And they're like, yeah, I'll go to a crisis pregnancy center for an ultrasound. Yeah, I'll listen to her. Well, it's, but, and then they're like, okay, well, I'm going to get a real doctor. Like, it's free. And then there are like ones where women are like, I don't want to have an abortion. I do want to give my child up for adoption. I don't have the resources, and whatever. I'd rather live in a halfway home than on the streets and, see that I get health care and things like that. Again, it's all extremely coercive and disgusting, but they are like services that women use for all of this stuff. And adoption is like barely regulated. I mean, like it's fucking all over the place. I mean, like there's quite a bit of letter of the law adoption that really dips a toe into human trafficking.
Yeah.
No, I think the crisis pregnancy centers are going to be very interesting. Like how, because those are going to be like the emergency care for a lot of women, at least for the first ultrasound or whatever, to make sure they don't have something ectopic or or it's just a fucking tumor or something.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like Spain in general is a very good analogy. I mean, I fucking hate Nazi Germany analogies for so many reasons. Primarily among them, like, you know, the SA was millions of hardened World War I veterans.
Yeah.
And we have people who
difference.
brag. We have people who brag about how depressed they are. It's cool to just be a whimpering baby now.
Mm-hmm.
But Franco's Spain is probably the best analogy in the event that we, you know, get years of Republican rule after this, which is possible. Because the thing that makes Franco's Spain remarkable to me is not the enthusiasm of the populace for social conservatism or the church, but
we're pretty listless populists.
And just exactly like it was in Franco's Spain, a completely listless, unwilling, bored populace. I mean, one of their initiatives, which I could see repeated by the attempted national conservatives, was to involve young people in the middle classes in churches to bolster Franco's support among the young. And all it did, somehow, the national character of Spanish ambivalence was too great, and it somehow made the church more secular instead.
Mm-hmm.
I could see a repeat of that. I think that is probably the best analogy to a worst case future America.
Yeah, I mean, I do think, again, crisis pregnancy centers all over that. Even quite a few of them actually sort of admit or say, who knows how correct these numbers are. It's not fucking the Manson cult. They're like, yeah, like a third of the women who come to us get abortions anyway. Yeah, you know, it's not Scientology. Women aren't fucking programmable robots. There is a coercion element there, especially for people who are on the fence. But a lot of that shit is just like, again, dipping a toe in human trafficking. Give us the baby.
Give us the babies. Give us
Amber,
the babies.
my friend from Alabama told me about one of those places that she went to when she's pregnant. She's been a mom for a few years now, but she told me about how, like, even if you're not, like, you know, oh, I don't know if I want to terminate the baby or not, like, you're gonna have it, that it's like, it's these awful women with those Brayley, Kaylee, Hablaley names.
Yeah, exactly.
Who just harangue you over if there's like dust on your floor.
Yeah, it's not really a great advertisement for the joys of motherhood. I mean, some of them are oriented more towards you should have the baby, and some of them are oriented more towards give us the baby. And I have to say, for women, especially like they're homeless or like, you know, living in horrible situations, and they're like, I don't know, I want to have a baby and give a healthy baby to someone. Again, it's a rational decision, and a lot of them go into it like eyes open. They're like, yeah, these people are fucking cranks, you know, they're psychos, but they're going to facilitate an open adoption for me. I'll get to see how the kid is doing. I'll make sure I whatever couple will pay for my medical care. You know, these things women are just making the choices that they have available to them. Like, and I am disgusted that it's crisis pregnancy centers that are this thing, but they might take on a bigger middleman kind of, you know, baby trafficking role than they already do.
Well, yeah. I mean, that seems like to be a secondary function of all this, to knock down the price of the white baby, the big status symbol in America. I mean, the white baby will probably replace Bitcoin as a value store.
I mean, honestly,
it might be 3 years for get a healthy white baby.
You're going to go to the yoga class. You're going to go to the park for like holistic enemas or whatever the fuck, and you're going to be coming in with some off-brand shit, some non-white baby. It's like you are showing that you don't have the hustle. You don't have the fucking stacks to make that happen. You went to the bargain bin. You got it from China, just like your knockoff Nikes and your fake iPhone or whatever.
I mean, that's what I think whenever I see those horrifying couples in front of the Supreme Court.
Yeah,
they're the equivalent of the people that camp outside the Apple store, but for white babies. Yeah, it'll be like the new. Yeah, it'll be the new way to like buy Percocet online.
It is crazy, and it's really. I mean, if you have fertility problems, or you know, you're trying to go it alone or whatever, it is like insane how difficult it can be to get a baby. But if you go to like a mega church that like has a fresh baby supply from a crisis pregnancy center, you're just collecting them like fucking Pokemon, just a menagerie. It's a small world after all of fucking babies.
Yeah. Well, again, it will be one of those grim growing industries in America.
Yeah.
One of the few places where we're expanding employment.
Yeah, and it's borderline impossible to adopt ethically because there's these people are hoarding babies. They are hoarding the babies.
I mean, along those lines, I guess I just want to like maybe wrap things up with just like, I don't know, like this reality that we now all find ourselves in, that we now all find ourselves shackled and imprisoned in this fucking this new regime of, you know, like I said, like more or less uncontested theocratic authority having total control over most of our lives. How do you guys imagine the